Mataji, if you're speaking, you're on.
Sorry. Yeah, I was speaking, but I didn't know that I was on mute. Are you all able to hear me now?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, can we get started with our prayers, kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Om Ajnanathmirandasya Nananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Shaita Desha Tarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. All right, so let's get started with our exciting Narshingadeva sessions. Did you enjoy it so far?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Oh, did you all enjoy it? Did you all learn something from it?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, wonderful. That's really nice to know. Okay, so this is the verse that we are doing, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
I'm not sure. Yes, Mataji. I think it's a 40 or 2.
Mataji, did I join late?
Who's this?
Moksha.
Yes, Moksha, you are right on time, dear.
We're about to start.
I joined at 7:15, but like the little kids' class were going on, so I just left and waited for some time.
Okay, wonderful. And Moksha, we are just starting, so we will, do these verses. How did you all do? Did you read the verse and then the translation and then the purport, or did you read the translation?
Purport. We just read the translation purport. Yeah.
Okay, good job. Okay, so what I will do is, we can do one verse at a time. We can read the translation, we can read the purport, and then I will tell you my realization. After that, I will ask somebody. I will just point out somebody to join. To explain that. Is that a good idea?
Sure.
Okay. So I want everybody to be attentively listening. Okay. So I'm not going to have raised hands or anything. For reading, yes, but for asking question and answers, I will just pick anybody.
You meant for reading, probably.
Yeah, reading, you can raise your hands, and I'm going to pick a random person for asking question and answer. Okay. Is that a good idea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's get started actively. All right. Okay, so let's see. So this translation, who wants to read? Okay, 1 minute. I'm going to pick some persons here. And whoever has got a chance for reading, you should not again raise your hands. Okay, let's give chance to everybody. Okay, let's get started with Mukund. Translation, Mukund.
Yes, Mataji. Lord Shiva said, the end of the millennium is the time for your anger. Now that his insignificant demon Hiranyakashipu has been killed, O my Lord, who are naturally affectionate to your devotee, kindly protect his son Prahlada Maharaj, who is standing nearby as a fully surrendered devotee. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mukund. Okay,
Thank
now let's go. Ramachandra, Samskriti.
Do I read the whole purport?
Yeah, no, I'm going to highlight it here for you, like till this one. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the creator of the material world. There are 3 processes in creation, namely creation, maintenance, and fully inhalation. And during the period of inhalation, at the
Annihilation.
annihilation at the end of each millennium, the Lord becomes angry, and the part of anger is played by Lord Shiva, who is therefore called Rudra. When the Lord appeared in great anger to kill Hiranyakashipu, everyone was extremely afraid to the Lord's attitude. But Lord Shiva, knowing very well that the Lord's anger is also his Leela, he was not afraid. Lord Shiva knew that he would have to play the part of anger for the Lord. Kala means Lord Shiva, Bhairavara, and Gopa refers to the Lord's anger. And
Okay.
Mataji, I think we read this because I remember reading Gopa Kala.
Okay, good. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So let's just do with Ramachandra now. Ramachandra, go ahead.
Okay. These words combined together as Kopakala refer to the end of each millennium. Actually, the Lord is always affectionate towards his devotees, even though he may appear very angry because of his Avyayatma, because he never falls down. Even when the Lord is angry, the Lord is affectionate toward his devotees. Therefore, Lord Shiva reminded the Lord to act like an affectionate father toward Prahlada Maharaj, who was standing by the Lord's side as an exalted, fully surrendered devotee.
So did you read this? Samskriti said this. Did you read this already?
I'm not sure,
Okay, you don't remember?
but I think we did.
No, if you have read it, then I just thought we will move on to the next verse. But if not, we can examine this verse. So what is Shiva saying here? The Shiva is saying the end of the millennium is the time for your anger. So whenever there is going to be an annihilation that is going to happen, what is annihilation? Annihilation means destruction.
The end of the creation.
Annihilation means destruction. Okay, and what happens during this destruction? So now the Lord gets angry during the destruction process. That is how he glances creation happens. When he becomes angry, destruction happens, and the part of the anger is played by Shiva here, and therefore he is called Rudra. Okay. Yes. So I will finish and then we can talk. Okay. When the Lord appeared in great anger to kill Hiranyakashipu, what happened? Everybody was afraid. But the Lord Shiva, he knows very well nothing to be afraid of. Lord's anger, that is also his Leela only. There is nothing to be, nothing to fear of. Lord Shiva knows that he would play the part of the anger of the Lord. And here it is said Kopakala. What does Kopakala mean? Kopakala. Kala means Shiva and Kopa means Lord's anger. So that is what is being explained here. And then it is also said he never lets his devotees fall down because he is always affectionate towards his devotees. Even when he's angry, he doesn't want his devotees to fall down. Okay, so like how, see, for example, Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada, right? Sorry, not Hiranyakashipu. We have Narshingadeva and Prahlada. Narshingadeva, he was so angry and ferocious after killing Hiranyakashipu. Because of that anger, nobody wanted to go near him. But who went near him? It was
Prahlada Maharaj.
Prahlada Maharaj. Even Lakshmi Devi, she was bewildered by the Yogamaya potency of the Lord and she was not ready to go near him. Only Prahlada Maharaj, he went near him because he knows Lord never lets the devotees fall down. Even when he is angry, he'll not let. He, like how a cub, is safely protected in the hands of a tiger, even though it is a tiger, everybody is afraid of going near the tiger. The tiger will pull the cub with its mouth, but the cub, it's never going to be afraid of the tiger mom. Okay, That is because it knows, okay, it is my mother. She is trying to pull me out with the mouth out of affection. So there is no need to fear. Like that, here we have Narshingadeva and Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj very well realizes that Narshingadeva is, even though he is angry, nothing to fear of. And likewise, Shiva also knows that there is nothing to fear of the Lord, because that is also a part of his Leela. And so now Shiva is reminding the Lord to act like an affectionate father towards Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj, how is he looking? He is looking, he is a fully surrendered devotee. Like that, we can see Prahlad Maharaj who was standing by the side and he was completely surrendered to the Lord. And that is how he was. So this is what is being clarified through this purport. Now, time for question and answers. Who is going to say? At least, you should be able to tell me some things from the, I'm going to ask anybody, okay? It's going to be random and you should not say, I don't know, okay? And you should not read from the purport. Okay, let me ask Abhishek. Haribol. Okay, I don't hear Abhishek. Kushi. Okay, Bhumi Balaji. Are you all able to hear me or not?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you, Prof.
Okay, Bhumi Balaji.
Mataji, I raised my hand for the reading.
No, question and answers are random. I can ask anybody. Okay, next time, I want everybody to listen carefully, okay? Okay, let me see. Anybody else is there? Nobody wants to answer. That means everybody is having their mind somewhere in the class.
Mataji, what even is the question? I didn't even hear it.
Oh, the question is, what happens is, I don't know, Varun, if you joined the class before or not. When I started
you didn't ask the question at all.
Yeah, when I started the class, I told you that I will be going through the translation and the purport. After everybody reads the translation and purport, I will explain the purport. Once I explain the purport, you have to explain the purport in your own words. That was the condition.
Oh.
Yes, I think you and Varun and somebody else, they missed this first point. Okay? Okay.
Mataji, Moksha.
Yes, Moksha. Yeah, so what we will do is we will go to the next one. I will talk about, you please, all of you all listen carefully. Since I explained the purport, I will explain I want you to explain the purport in your own words after that. Okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Okay. So let's read this translation, please. Okay. See, all of you all who have already gotten a chance, please put your hands down. That way, we will make sure to have others engaged.
Mataji, is today moral story?
Moksha, today the whole session is devoted to complete this 8th canto. Okay? Yes. So, Bhumi, you can just read this translation, please.
King Indra said, O Supreme Lord, you are our deliverer and protector. Our shares of sacrifices, which are actually yours, have been recovered from the demon by you, because of the demoniac King Hiranyakashipu was most fearsome. Our hearts, which are your permanent abode, were all overtaken by him. Now by your presence, the gloom and darkness in our hearts have been dissipated. O Lord, for those who always engage your service, which is more exalted than liberation, all material opulences, all material opulence is insignificant. They do not even care for liberation, not to speak about the benefits of karma, artha, and dharma.
Mataji, you're muted.
Krishna Naina. I don't know if Krishna Naina is here. Okay. Kavya.
Krishna
I'm here,
Naina.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. Can you all please be very attentive so that we can go fast? Yes, Krishna Naina.
In this material world, there are two kinds of people: the Devatas, demigods, and the Asuras, demons. Although the demigods are attached to material enjoyment, they are devotees of the Lord who act according to the rules of regulations of the Vedic injunctions.
Vedic injunctions during the reign of Hiranyakashipu. Yeah.
During the reign of Hiranyakashipu, everyone was disturbed in the
Routine duties of Vedic civilization.
Duties of Vedic civilization. When Hiranyakashipu was killed, all the demigods who had always been disturbed by Hiranyakashipu felt relief in their general way of life.
How old are you, Krishna Naina?
8.
8 years. Okay, thank you, Krishna Naina. Varun.
Okay. Because of the government in Kali Yuga, it's full of demons. The living conditions of devotees are always disturbed. Devotees cannot perform yajna, and thus they cannot partake the remnants of food offered in yajna for the worship of Lord Vishnu. The hearts of the demigods are always filled with the fear of the demons, and therefore they cannot think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The engagement of the devotees is to think of the Lord always within the cores of their hearts. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 6.47, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatmano mata.
I think we did this verse too.
Okay.
It's Mataji, we did this verse too.
Oh, really? Oh, that's really bad.
Because I remember the shloka.
Okay, Krishna Naina, put your hand down, dear. Kavya.
And all the yogis who always I can't read this word, Mataji.
No problem, dear. We can go to Abhishek. Abhishek, you also read, right?
No, Mataji, I haven't read Mataji.
Oh, you have it. Okay, good. You can read this.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hmm.
And all of yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in a transcendental loving service, is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. The demigods fully observe themselves in the meditation upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead to become perfect yogis. But because of the presence of demons, their hearts are filled with activities of the demons. Thus, their hearts, which are meant to be abode of Supreme Lord, are practically occupied by the demons. All the demigods felt relieved when the Hiranyakashipu was dead, for they could easily think of the Lord. They could then receive the results of sacrifices and become happy, even though in the material world. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you, Abhishek. So,
This is
so
and I read.
yeah, next after this. So what they are trying to say here, all of you all pay attention to me here through this purport. What is King Indra saying? He's telling the Supreme Lord that he's the deliverer and the protector. He's telling that, he's talking about that material world. It has two kinds of people, because the Devatas, they also remain in the material world only. They haven't gone to the spiritual world yet. So Devatas and demons, there are these two kinds of people. And what are the demigods attached to? The demigods, they are having some kind of material enjoyment, but still they are following the Vedic injunctions, and they are the devotees of the Lord also. Okay, but if you look at Hiranyakashipu, he is a demon, and what he is trying to do, he is disturbing the demigods, and all the routine duties that needs to be performed, all disturbed because of Hiranyakashipu. And what is Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga, it is full of demoniac people only. Because we see that people, there is not, the devotees, they are always disturbed, and that is due to the presence of demons. And then what happened? Because of the presence of demons, there is always this disturbance that is happening. And in order to stop the disturbance, here this verse is quoted. And this verse says that, all the yogis, he who abides me with great faith. What does faith mean? Faith means, say for example, if you have to get into this process of Krishna consciousness, you have to have a little bit of faith. Not everybody is into Krishna consciousness because they say, oh, I don't believe in it. I don't have, what is that? I really don't believe. So what is that we have? Why are we into Krishna consciousness? Because of this faith. If faith is not there, we won't be there, right? And this faith, and Lord says, if you have the faith in me and worship me in the transcendental loving service, then you will be intimately connected to me. So the demigods, they want to immerse themselves in the thinking about the Lord. And if they have to do that, what happens? These demon like Hiranyakashipu, if they are disturbing, how can they fully immerse themselves in the Lord? It is not possible. And hence they want to be relieved of Hiranyakashipu. Okay, so that they can think of the Lord all the time. And then they could happily go out of this material world, because whatever world they are in, it is also material. It is also a temporary world.
Mataji, what is
And that is,
Yuga?
what is it, Moksha? So Moksha, you will be able to read the next verse, dear. So after I finish, I'm going to ask questions, I told you, right? So I'm going to ask some questions to people. So, okay, first one. What is the essence of this verse? Prahlad. Prahlad, are you here?
Sorry, Mataji, but I have a question. What does essence mean?
What is the gist of this verse? What is the summary of this verse? What did I say?
Like kind of like a summary,
Yeah,
like paraphrasing kind of.
correct. Just
Yes,
tell me. Yeah, Prahlad, can you tell me what is the essence of this verse, dear?
So it's basically, it talks about how Indra, he's like telling about that even all material opulences, they're like all like insignificant. They're really nothing to the Krishna, and all like the shares of sacrifices, and he like takes all the shares of sacrifices which are actually his. He also he's like so fearsome, and he killed Hiranyakashipu.
That's very good. So there are, so now, again, what they want to do is, these demigods, they want to immerse themselves in the personality of Godhead. And for that, the demons like Hiranyakashipu, they have to be dead. And that is when they can be fully engaged in the Lord. Okay. Then they could receive all the results of the sacrifice and become happy, though they are in the material world. This is what they want. Okay. And some demigods, they may even aspire to go perfect their life and go back to Krishna. Very good, Prahlad. Thank you. Okay, kids, please be attentive. Moksha, you can read. Hari bol, Moksha.
All the saintly persons present offered their prayers in this way. O Lord, O Supreme
Maintainer
Maintainer of those sheltered at your lotus feet, O original personality of Godhead, the process,
of austerity and penance,
posterity, and of austerity and penance, in which
you
instructed us before the spiritual power of your very self.
Okay, thank you, Moksha.
Nandini, read?
Nandini, yeah, go ahead.
It is by austerity that you create the material world which lies dormant with you. This austerity was almost stopped by the activities of this demon, but now by yourself appearing in the form of Narshingadeva, which is meant to just give us protection, and by killing this demon, you have again approved the process of austerity.
Thank you, Nandini. Aditya, read this.
The living entities wandered within the jurisdiction of the 8.4 million species of life to get the opportunity for self-realization in the human form and gradually in such other elevated forms as those of the demigods. Kinaras and Charanas will be described below. In the higher statuses of life, beginning from human life, the main duty is tapasya or austerity. As Rishabdev advised his sons, tapodhyam putraka yena sattvam shudyet, to rectify our material existence, austerity or tapasya is absolutely necessary. Although, however, when people in general come under the control of a demon or a demoniac ruling power, they forget this process of tapasya and gradually also become demoniacs. All the saintly persons who were generally engaged in austerity felt relieved when Hiranyakashipu was killed by the Lord in the form of Narsimdev. They realized that the original instruction concerning human life is meant for self-realization was reaffirmed by the Lord when he killed Hiranyakashipu.
Mataji, in this purport, they shouldn't have said persons, they should have said people.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you for reading, Aditya. So what we are learning from this verse is that, so according to Srila Prabhupada, we are seeing that, these there is 8.4 million species of human life, and the life is meant for what? Self-realization. And that is how we get elevated, right? And if we are not using this human form of life in the right way, then obviously we'll be degraded. So it has to be used, and you kids are using it in the right way by attending classes, by performing devotional service, and doing some sort of things that your parents ask you to do. And Rishabhadev, he says that it is very important for us to perform austerities. What does austerity mean? Austerity means, say for example, you are fasting from grains and Ekadasi. That is an austerity, right? I mean, not everybody is fasting on Ekadasi, right? But you are doing it to please the Lord, and that is austerity. So in order to please the Lord, we should be involved in austerities. However, what happens? People come under the control of the demoniac ruler. Say, for example, if you don't have a Krishna conscious ruler, the people under him, they are not going to be Krishna conscious. If the leader is not Krishna conscious, because all the people, they will follow what the leader says. The leader is following Krishna consciousness, then the people or the subjects automatically will perform Krishna consciousness. That is why a leader has to be chosen right. That is why we see in Srimad Bhagavatam, lot of leaders like Ambarish Maharaj, so many people, right? we have so many kings in Srimad Bhagavatam or Prithu Maharaj. All of them, they are into Krishna consciousness so that they can lead the subjects in the right way. But when we have a ruler like Hiranyakashipu, oh my God, everybody will become demoniac, right? And they will not get into the process of this. They will not go out of this birth and death cycle. Obviously, then what happens? You're going to be degraded. Okay, and that is why it is being said here, all the saintly people who are who are generally engaged in austerity felt relieved when Hiranyakashipu was killed. Nobody felt upset. Oh, this guy Hiranyakashipu, he's gone, I'm crying for him. Nobody cried for him. Everybody, they felt so relieved. They realized that the original instruction concerning the human life is meant for tapasya, for self-realization, and was affirmed by the Lord when he killed Hiranyakashipu, because he was creating a lot of trouble for the saintly people. And how can the saintly people perform tapasya if they are continuously disturbed by a demon like Hiranyakashipu? So obviously they felt so relieved. And Lord, he's there, right? I mean, what is the reason? One of the reason he descends to this earth is to kill the demons, right? And that is what he did through this pastime. Okay. Anyways, who wants to explain this to me? 1 second. Let me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to. It is going to be Ojasvi. Ojasvi.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
The living entity is wandering between
No.
jurors.
1 second, Ojasvi. I don't want you to read anything. You just tell me in your own words what you learned. What did Mataji explain now? Just tell in your own words. Maybe next time I will ask you.
So,
okay? Yeah, if you can say, you can say. Otherwise, next time I will ask.
Mataji, Vrinda and her friend will read next, Mataji. Whenever it...
Okay, Mataji.
Mini Krishna. Oh, sorry.
Who wants to explain? Okay, 1 second. I will pick random again. I explained this verse for you, right? You are all paying attention or not? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, good. Okay. How about Dhruva? Can you explain Dhruva? Okay, I don't hear. Gopi Nakala.
Yes, Mataji.
Dhruva, can you explain this?
Explain what?
I'm sure all of you are listening or what? I'm feeling so sad. Explain this purport. I just, what was the...
Mataji, last 2 days they were just reading, right?
Oh, really?
That's why they're like now today what's going on?
Oh, okay. I really didn't know. Okay. So what I'm doing now is that, see, I'm trying to explain this purport to you so you can get an idea of what is being talked here. Otherwise, you know, nothing will get into your head. That's why I thought, okay, let me go through. Okay. As long as you're listening, I'm okay. But okay, let me ask you a question. Who was the one who said austerity is very important from this purport?
Mataji, you just lagged for a second for me. Can you see?
Who was the one who said austerity is very important?
Rishabdev.
King Rishabdev.
Rishabdev. Yes, very good. Okay, why is tapasya necessary? Why do we need to do austerities?
It says in the purport
Because
we have to
So we can
rectify
get to
our
the higher
material
level. So we can get to the higher level.
Yeah, like if you don't do
It also
Ekadashi, then you're
pleases
basically
You get to a higher level.
Okay, so were the saintly people relieved of Hiranyakashipu being killed, or were they crying for Hiranyakashipu?
They were relieved.
They were relieved.
We're like, phew.
Yes, good job. I like this. This is better, I think. Maybe I'll explain the purport and then ask you question and answer, okay? This is good. Okay, now let's read this purport. Vrinda and her friend.
Vrinda, come. Vrinda, come. Your turn.
Oh,
The inhabitants.
the inhabitants of
Pitraloka.
Pitraloka,
They
they led of
offer
Appa,
our respectable
our respectable overseers unto Lord
Narshingadeva, the
Maintainer
of
religious
the religious principles of the universe. He is killed as Hiranyakashipu and the demonic who was
by force
enjoying all the
offerings of the Sharda ceremonies performed
by
our
our
sons
sons
and grandsons on their anniversaries
of
our dead,
our death,
and who drank the
water with
sesame seeds
offered in holy
places
of
meat
pilgrimage
by
by killing the
this demon.
demon of Lord.
O Lord,
O Lord, you have taken back
all these stolen property
from his abdomen by piercing it with your nails.
We therefore
wish to offer our respectable obeisances unto you.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Vrinda is just 6 years old and she's able to read. Congratulations, dear Vrinda. Beautiful. Okay, this is a small purport, so let's just go fast on this one.
Yeah, she will do fast, Mataji.
Yeah, her name is Diksha and then she's 10-year old.
Oh, okay. One more friend. Okay, go ahead.
It is the duty of all householders to offer food, grains to all their departed forefathers. But during the time of Hiranyakashipu, this process was spotted. No one would offer Sharda oblations of food grains to the forefathers with all great respect. Thus, when there is demonic rule, everything concerning the Vedic principles is turned upside down. All demonic government, all the religion ceremonies of Yajna are stopped. The resources meant to be spent for Yajna are taken away by the demonic government. Everything becomes chaotic and consequently the entire world becomes hell itself. When the demons are killed by the presence of
Narshingadeva,
everyone feels comfortable, irrespective of the planet upon which he lives.
Thank you, dear. All right, so what is being talked about here is one important thing, Shraddha. What is Shraddha ceremony? I mean, Shraddha oblations are done to our forefathers, and what the householder does during that time is they offer prasad to the devotees. Okay, during that time they offer prasad, and the men of the family, they also perform rituals of the departed forefathers. Okay, say for example, if somebody's house, if they don't have parents, they do Shraddha oblation for them. Okay, Shraddha ceremony for them. Just what is the reason for performing this is because we are offering prasadam to the devotees, and in that process the pitris, they feel very happy. They bless the people who are doing this. They bless the householders. They say, okay, let you have good sons and daughters. In some families we don't have son or daughter, maybe because they stopped performing Shraddha ceremony. So that is the reason we need to perform. Okay. And so since we are sadhaka devotees, we have not become perfected yet. And that is the reason we need to carry out this tradition of performing the Shraddha oblation. What is being done here in this ceremony is that we offer to the we offer devotees some prasadam, and the male of the family, they perform some rituals. And in that process, they are getting some mercy from the forefathers, okay, for them to live a prosperous, healthy life. Okay, this is what happens during this process. And what happens when the demoniac rules? The demoniac rules, then the Vedic rituals, they not at all, they are performed. Nobody will stop, nobody will perform Shraddha ceremony. Nobody will perform Yajna. All the resources will be taken by the demoniac government, right? And everything becomes haywire, chaotic. And consequently, everybody will go where? They will go to hell.
No.
Yeah. When the demons are killed by the presence of Narshingadeva, everyone, irrespective of whichever planet they are, they feel so happy, right? This is what happens when a demoniac person is killed. Everybody rejoices. Unlike when a devotee is, devotee leaves this world, then what happens? We start to feel bad, right? We start to long for the presence of that person. Say, for example, Pankajangri Prabhu was there, right? He was taking care of the deities of Narshinga temple in Mayapur. And what happened after he left? So many devotees, everybody, they were all sure, oh, Pankajangri Prabhu must be happy because he has gone back to Godhead. But we are not able to revive our relationship with him. He has done so much for us, but we are not able to have that connection with him. That is what happens when devotees leave the world. Okay, every devotee longs for the presence of the other devotee because the devotee has given their life and soul to the others. They have selflessly served everybody. And that is the reason why the devotees actually feel absence of another devotee if they are no more in this world. On the contrary, if you look at a demoniac person, if he has left this world, everybody rejoices. Yay, I'm happy, like that. So this is the contrast we are seeing between a devotee leaving this planet versus a demon leaving this planet. And what is the reason why Shraddha should be performed is because we are satisfying the forefathers by giving them respect through this process of offering prasad to devotees. And then another thing that is being done through this process is that the male of the family, say for example, if you are sons, if you're born as boys, then you perform some ritual for your departed forefathers, meaning your, whoever is no more in the family, you take up that responsibility of continuing that tradition. In this way, these Pitris, the departed forefathers, they will bless you all and your family. Okay, so we want mercy, and for that reason, just to comply with the Vedic injunction, we try to do that process. Okay, are you all clear?
Yes,
Some
Mataji.
questions
Yes,
now.
Mataji.
Question time. Why should Shraddha be performed?
Because the forefathers.
Because
No,
the father.
so that we can please the forefathers.
Good. Yes, so that we can please the forefathers. And what happens when a demoniac rules the kingdom?
Everyone becomes super
Everyone
very happy.
Okay, Varun.
Everyone becomes very
Samskriti,
happy.
Varun, and Ramachandra. Okay, one point. What happens? Varun.
So like everyone, all the like you said, like all the Vedic stuff, it gets like turned upside down, so like it won't be there anymore.
Correct.
Everyone will like turn into bad people.
Right. If you have a Krishna conscious king on the other hand, what happens? Ramachandra.
You have a Krishna conscious king, then everyone will become Krishna consciousness, and then everyone will be Krishna conscious, and then they'll like all be Krishna conscious.
Everyone will say
Good job. Okay, so what else happens in this process? Samskriti. What else happens when a demoniac king rules?
Like when a demoniac king rules, like the whole
where do they go
country
to?
or whatever he's ruling.
Which planet will they go to?
They will go to hell.
Correct. Hell.
Even Nargaloka.
Okay. Now, next verse is also very simple. Okay, let's just do it. See here, through this process, what are we seeing in the previous verse? We saw about Lord Shiva. What did he say? He said that, see, the Lord, he becomes angry, but nothing to worry about it. It's okay. Even if he is getting angry, nothing to worry. The devotees are going to be taken care of. They are not going to fall because he is Achyuta. Like that Shiva was saying, even though he is exhibiting anger during the annihilation process, nothing to worry about. That is what Shiva said. And then we saw the saints. What did the saints say? Saints also, they were so happy and relieved when Hiranyakashipu was going to go away. Narshingadeva took Hiranyakashipu away, right? And now we say, after this, what happened? Indra also spoke, right? All this, Lord, he is the supreme maintainer and the creator and destroyer, like that he said, right? And Indra, he also talked about all the yagnic process being affected if a demoniac king rules. He talked about that too, right? And now we saw about who's the inhabitants of Pitraloka. They are talking about these prayers. They are offering some obeisances here. So like that, we are having a continuity here. So we saw Shiva, we saw some saintly people, we saw Indra, we saw inhabitants of Pitraloka. So far, 4 of them we have seen. Are you all clear so far?
Yes, Mataji.
And now we are going to see inhabitants of Siddhaloka. Okay?
The Siddhas.
Okay, now who can read 1 minute? Whoever has not gotten a turn, please raise their hand. Kavya. Would you be able to read, Kavya?
Yeah. The inhabitants of Siddhaloka prayed, O Lord Narsimhadev, because we belong to Siddhaloka, we automatically achieve perfection in all 8 kinds of mystic power. Yet Hiranyakasipu was so honest that by the strength of his power and austerity, he took away our powers. Thus, he became very proud of his mystic strength. Now, because the rogue, I can read this word, Mataji.
Okay, the rogue has been killed by our nails. We offer obeisances unto you. Okay, each of them, what happens to Siddhaloka people, they are also expressing their thing. Oh, we are happy that this rogue has been killed by your nails. Like that, they are talking about Hiranyakashipu here. Okay, thank you, Kavya. That was good.
Is this rogue Hiranyakashipu?
Yeah, now, what is it?
Is this rogue Hiranyakashipu?
Yes, it is Hiranyakashipu. Good job. Thank you for the clarification. That shows you are attentively listening. Okay, let me see. Suraj, can you read, dear?
Yes, Mataji. On earth, there are many yogis who can exhibit some feeble mystic power by manufacturing pieces of gold like magic. But the inhabitants of the planet Siddhaloka are actually extremely powerful in mysticism. They can fly from one planet to another without airplanes. This is called Laghima
Siddhi. Yes.
They can actually become very light and fly in the sky. By severe type of austerity, however, Hiranyakashipu, excelling from all the inhabitants of Siddhaloka, and created disturbances for them. The residents of Siddhaloka were also beaten by the powers of Hiranyakashipu. Now that Hiranyakashipu had been killed by the Lord, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka also felt relieved.
Wonderful. Thank you, Suraj. So can you see this here? The Siddhaloka people, they are happy or distressed?
They are happy.
Yes, they are also very happy. Oh, this rogue Hiranyakashipu is killed by your nails. Therefore, we offer your respect. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. So, what are they trying to say here is that Siddhaloka people, they have lot of mystic powers. What does this mystic power do? They can fly from one. Imagine like birds, if you're all able to fly. That is what the Siddhaloka people can do. They can fly without aeroplanes. If they just think about it, I want to go to Texas from California, then immediately I'll be able to fly and go there and land in Texas.
They
Okay.
get wings like birds.
Yeah, they don't have anything, but they can just fly.
Yeah,
That is the power that the Lord has given them. There are 8 types. You can become the smallest of the smallest,
just
biggest of the biggest, like that. And what they are saying here is that, see, we have so much powers, but this Hiranyakashipu, he has more powers than us. And he is able to excel more than us. And he is he's creating a lot of disturbances even to our thing. You know, even though we have powers, we are insignificant before him. He is creating a lot of disturbances because he is excelling in all the mystic powers. He excels more than anybody else. He is able to, he excels in Siddhi also. And that is why he's creating a lot of disturbance for us. Like that, the residents of the Siddhaloka, they are also beaten heavily by Hiranyakashipu. And now they are saying, we feel so relieved, Lord, because you have killed Hiranyakashipu. We are offering our obeisances unto you. Like that, they are praying to the Lord. Each one. So we saw, right? I mean, right from Indra to Shiva to everybody, the saintly people, all of them, they are so relieved of the Hiranyakashipu being killed. The forefathers, the Pitri planet people, everybody. Or unanimously they say, yes, we all are so relieved of Hiranyakashipu being killed. We are not at all sad. Like that. They are expressing their heartly content.
They like want to celebrate.
They are celebrating and offering their obeisances because it's only through the Lord that they are able to achieve this, right? And that is why they are saying, oh Lord, we are so thankful to you for doing this for us, and we really appreciate it. That is how they are expressing their obeisances, by expressing their gratitude to the Lord for having killed Hiranyakashipu. Are you all clear, kids? Let's move on to the next verse. Maybe that will be the last verse for today. I don't know. So what did the Vidyadhara Loka planet people say? Anybody who wants to read? Okay, nobody has raised their hands, or have they raised their hands? Lalita, can you read, Lalita? Yes, Lalita Shriram.
Yeah, Mataji.
Good, go ahead.
Okay. The inhabitants of Vidyadhara Loka prayed, O our acquired power to appear and disappear in various ways, according to varieties of meditation, was banned by that foolish Hiranyakashipu because of his pride in his superior bodily strength and his ability to conquer others. Now, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has killed?
Yes, has killed him, just as if demon were an animal. Like like how an animal would be killed, he killed the Hiranyakashipu.
Him just as if a demon were an animal. Into that form of Narasimha, we eternally offer our respectful obeisances.
Yes. So these people, thank you, dear Lalita. So these inhabitants of Vidyadhara Loka, what they have a power to appear and disappear in various ways. And this power was completely taken by Hiranyakashipu. And that is why they are thanking Lord. Oh Lord, you know, our power is no more valid because Hiranyakashipu is taking off all the power and our powers to appear and disappear. Like that, if they can appear in one place, at the same time they can be disappeared also. That much power these inhabitants of Vidyadhara Loka have. And this powers, they have been taken off by Hiranyakashipu, and they feel so relieved. Just like how an animal would be killed, you are able to kill this demon Hiranyakashipu. Thank you, Lord, for doing this. We are so eternally grateful to you. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. This is how these people, these inhabitants are praying. Okay, kids? Are you clear so far? Hari bol.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, what do is we will just do this translation alone, and I will go through the purport myself and talk to you. Okay, somebody just read this one alone, and then
Mataji, I
Can
can.
Ramachandra? Can
I
Ramachandra?
can.
Ramachandra, you didn't read at all.
I did.
Whoever hasn't read, please read.
Mataji, Varun can.
Okay, you didn't read. Okay, go ahead, Varun.
The inhabitants of Nagaloka said, the most sinful Hiranyakashipu took away all the jewels on our hoods and our beautiful wives. Now, since his chest has been pierced by your nails, you're the source of all pleasure to our wives. Thus, we together offer our respectful obeisances unto you.
Right. Thank you, dear Varun. So what Srila Prabhupada is saying here is that, see, nobody is peaceful if his wealth and wife are forcibly taken. Say, for example, if I am being abducted, will my parents, my husband and kids will be happy? No, right?
No.
That is what happened here in the inhabitants of Nagaloka. What happened? Hiranyakashipu actually took away their wives. They were kidnapped by Hiranyakashipu, and all the wealth were taken away. Because now this Hiranyakashipu is killed, all this wealth, the wives and everything, they were returned. And all of them, they felt so satisfied, because all of them, see, like how you will feel after if somebody has abducted someone close in your family, and if they are all coming back, because that person is relieved, I mean, that somebody else was able to protect and bring them back, then how will you feel? Like that, Hiranyakashipu was a protector, Narshingadeva was a protector here. He protected everybody because, he killed Hiranyakashipu, and in that process, he was able to save these wealth and wives, and they were able to come back to Nagaloka. And these inhabitants of Nagaloka, they felt so good because of that. And now Srila Prabhupada here clarifies that like this, now like Hiranyakashipu, there are demoniac governments ruling the world. Because what does demoniac government mean? Demoniac government means they don't have faith on Lord Vishnu or Krishna, and they are just ruling the government without following the Vedic injunctions, without following the scriptures. It is all, how can I be satisfied? How can I accumulate more wealth? How can I how can I become famous? Like this government is after so many things which are not to be done, because they don't have any context or idea of who God is and what scriptural injunctions are to be done or meant for. Nothing of that sort. And because of it, they are just doing a lot of abominable things for which they will get a reaction sooner or later. Okay, that is what is being clarified. As the Kali Yuga progresses, more and more demoniac nature will be seen, and that is why there is a need for us to get out of this world as early as possible, because that's not good, right? It is not good for us to stay in this world if it is going to deteriorate, and we want everybody in this world also to go to Krishna Loka. And that is why we want to actively preach to all of us, all of them, to come to Krishna consciousness, so that we can all happily together go back to Godhead. Okay, kids? Is that clear? So we completed till verse 47. Are you all clear?
Yes, Mataji. You are clear.
Good job and attentive listening. I loved all your attention on me. Thank you so much, kids. I totally appreciate your time. And this is an austerity. You know what you're doing now, if you were listening to me, that is an austerity by itself. Listening, because you gave away a little bit of your time to me, to Krishna, right? That is austerity. Very important and very nice principle to follow. And Rishabhadev, he always wanted us to indulge ourselves. In order to reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we have to perform austerities. Okay, kids? So with this, we will conclude. Can we all pay our obeisances? Vancha kalpatarubhyasya namo namaha.
सीताराम पावनेभ्यो
हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, श्रील
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
श्रीमद् भागवतम की
कस्तूरी माताजी की जय। थैंक यू
गीता
माताजी
माताजी की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you
Thank you for
Mataji.
your class.
Bye bye.